my perspective, there does seem to be a little bit of a different vibe. Is it the host that makes it different? I mean, was there something about Conan and his sense of humor that drove?
Quite honestly, I think it's much more corporate. Like I think those,
Is that what happened? Yeah.
I think the networks are they're watching every hour of TV very business savvy. I don't know, like, who leads what or whatever, but I do know, like, when we were there, no one was watching us at all. Like, you could go with the president of the network and he'd be like, wow, I don't know who the fuck you are. So, and nowadays that just doesn't exist.
There's a lot more scrutiny from the internet and everyone, you know,
Absolutely.
who's going to replace who and all these lists and things, and just everyone's on these guys all the time. They feel like they can't screw up or do anything stupid.
No, I think there's as many eyes on late night as there are on prime time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And you have a unique perspective because you stayed with late night, you went to LA, Tonight Show, and then Conan on TBS. Did you see a difference in Conan himself moving up? I mean, you know, there's some critics who said that, you know, he tried to step into these shoes. He should have just kept to his own ways, and it would have been more successful.
I don't know.
No?
Never heard that.
Never heard that?
Spill the beans,
Spill the
McCann.
beans, yeah. You were there, man.
What do you got?
were there. I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want you to incriminate yourself.
Okay, then move on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. One question about Joel. Joel Godard, have you seen him lately? What's he up to these days?
Oh, he liked one of my Facebook posts the other day. It was nice to see him again.
Did you guys write a lot of those Joel bits? Those were some of the funniest things.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He was just up for anything. I remember early on, Joel was the announcer, if you don't know, and he was just like this crazy long silver ponytailed guy who was just so happy to be employed. It was crazy. So you could pitch him anything and you go, yeah! Like, he always had that announcer voice. I remember one like quick thing, I was like, and you're gonna be walking nude through Times Square, and he's like, let's go! Like there wasn't even like any thought of anything. And then 10 minutes later, there he was. It was like skin tone, but he was just horrible to look at.
He was also, Joel is straight, and he has been, I guess, married for like decades. And we're just like, oh yeah, you're a guy that has lots of casual gay sex, and you have a fetish for hairless Asian men. And he's like, fine.
We did a New Year's Eve thing where Joel was laying on the floor, like just, I think naked or in a golden Speedo. And instead of a ball drop, it was just an Asian guy being lowered onto him. And Joel was just happy as hell the whole time.
Don't try any of that on me.
Yeah, exactly. Before we show some tape, your favorite moments from late night with Conan O'Brien. Quickly.
One thing that pops to mind, I'll try to make this as quick as possible, was it was right before there was an impending Writers Guild strike. And I'm trying to remember how this happened, and maybe you guys, somehow a can of Diet Coke ended up being opened, and then someone took a condom, placed it over the whole mouth of the bottle, of the can, dumped it out, so it was essentially just a big, thick, black Diet Coke-filled condom. Someone then found some twine and hung it from the ceiling. So now there's this huge dick condom hanging down from this Diet Coke, hanging from the ceiling. For months, I think it stayed there.
It was amazing.
For months. And then, so right before the this Writers Guild strike never happened, but the joke was, that should have been the logo that all the writers wore on the picket line.
We want more money.
We more money!
Look what we did.
So it was going to be a drawing of the Coke can with the condom and then just like a Ghostbusters thing. You know, you don't give us a raise, you don't get this. And then just the jokes like, we make more than teachers! And then there's this fucking thing hanging on the ceiling. And then eventually a soccer ball made its way into the office for a writer's meeting and it's getting kicked up in the air. And I remember I left. And then it finally heard like, oh! Months old Diet Coke fermenting in this condom, little stalactites or stalagmites of just syrup. Oh, it was so gross.
But the condom never broke. That girl from earlier, her
Yeah.
condoms could not hold coke.
No.
That's where animal testing pays off.
Yeah.